We're talking a true story of stock traders going bankrupt in a single day, and quite frankly, for some of these situations, probably in less than an hour, and that is not an exaggeration, as I'll show you here. But this is one of those stories that serves as a tale of caution and something that you always need to be aware of as a trader. If you're not careful, things can spin out of control very, very quickly. Now, in order for this story to make the most sense, you're going to need to understand a basic phenomenon that can happen. Does not happen all the time, but when it does happen, it can happen in very big ways, as you're going to see here. So in order for this story to make sense, you are going to need to understand what a short squeeze is. If you don't know, that's totally fine. I'll put a link down in the description box to this video here that'll explain every aspect of it. So at this point, I am assuming you know what a short squeeze is and just how crazy they can get, but we've just had an example of one that happened, and I haven't seen one like this in a while. Absolutely crazy. How crazy? Well, a stock moving over 3,300%. 3,300% in essentially 2 days. So let's go through and watch how it all played out. So this is ticker symbol TOP, and that pink line there is what I want you to pay attention to throughout the entire story here. That is $7 for math's sake. Let's just call it $7. And notice where it is on the screen, up towards the top of the screen. But let's see how this story played out on, again, ticker symbol TOP for the shorts. So right there, you can see a big spike, but in all actuality, that spike is nothing. That is child's play. In fact, it's a blip on the radar. So time continues to go by, and then we have that one. Again, that spike, as crazy as it is, nothing. Absolutely nothing, because as of right now, that still only puts the price up around $8 at its peak. But let's keep going. And you're starting to see that line get rolled down now. Now that went up there and hit basically $15. But again, still nothing. Yeah, we have some opening rounds of a short squeeze, but nothing really that major yet. But again, notice where that pink line is at. It's changed spots, hasn't it? To think that that's where things began. So now you have the price going up to $23. So from $7 to $23 in basically 2 hours. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is, yes, those shorts that we're getting in at $7, they've probably been knocked out already. Maybe they've had some margin calls, so they've put more money in. But, you know, some sort of dynamic where, okay, shorts are feeling pain at the $7 mark, $10 mark, no doubt about that. But like I said, their phones are probably ringing, or not necessarily, they're getting text message or emails, you know, however their broker set up with those margin calls, or at least alerting, hey, you need to either get out, put more money in, or we're going to take you out automatically. And then the other thing you have to keep in mind is there's probably some, because maybe you're looking at that saying, wow, that was a crazy move. $7 to $22 in a couple hours. There's no way this thing is going to keep on going, right? Because this stock is a piece of garbage. You know, these are just, you know, right? Some people, they just make it seem like, oh, shorting is the be all end all. Just find companies that are terrible and short them. And to be fair to those people, yes, that can work quite a few times. But you know that there's shorts, and you know that there's people now starting to get interested. This one's showing up on people's radars, and they're either getting in for the first time, they're adding more money to their account to meet those margin calls, because no way this thing's going to keep going. But let's see how this story continues to play out. So the price continues. There's no way it's going to, you know, keep on going there. It's coming down. Yep, game over. Oh, look at that, going down. Oh, game over. Shorts are right. Shorts are right. Game over. Okay, yeah, that's a little, yep, see, back down it goes. Back down it goes. Fantastic. There. Okay, just holding itself, but you know what? No big deal. There it goes. Completely breaking down like they always do, because it is just a terrible company, so nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. But, okay. Now that one, in a very small amount of time, from basically $20 to $70. So there's move number one that wiped out people. I mean, just gone. And the key thing is, think about those people at the $7 mark, at the $20 mark. They're thinking, yeah, there's no way, that's not going to happen. Those people destroyed. Now, let's think again. There's things from other people maybe saying, there's no way this thing's going to continue. It went to $70 in a matter of, moments. I want to get short now. I'm going to start to get short. Okay, just remember those people and let's see how the story continues to go. So the price drops down quite a bit. I mean, big pullback there. And then it goes back up again and again. Remember that pink line? Remember $7 way down there? We're now approaching $100 all in a matter of a day and a half. So there's $100. And look at this thing go. Look at it continue to go. Okay, there's a bit of a pullback. And right there, $240. And this all happened in less than a day and a half because this hit its peak up around 11:30. So less than a day and a half. Hit up $240. So let's just do the quick calculation. I mentioned earlier, but just to show, so 240, and we'll say that the starting spot was there. We got to subtract 1, and then let's multiply that by 100 to convert it to a percentage. 3,328% move in the upwards direction. So this is one of these situations where there's no doubt about it. People went bankrupt. How do they go bankrupt? Well, people that go short, yeah, you go short, and this is why it's risky because a price can just keep going up and up and up. Whereas if you buy, a price can only go to 0. But when you go short and you start to use margin, which are essentially just look at as margin as a loan. So you get a loan, potentially you get even more of a loan because you answer the margin call with more cash or what have you. And then things spin out of control like this. And margin calls exist for the brokers to protect themselves. I don't really care about you, but to protect themselves, they want to get you out. But the crazy part here is this happened so fast that that some brokerages were not even able to get their clients out quick enough to protect themselves. So this is now a situation where I would not be shocked if you start to hear about some maybe smaller scale brokerages that have gone bankrupt too because they weren't able to get their clients out quick enough to protect themselves, which means that their clients, not only did they lose their entire account, but they also owe their brokerage money, which is what the brokerage is trying to avoid. They just want to get people out so they're not taking any sort of additional hits. But when they can't get their clients out quick enough, and this is a situation where that would very realistically be the case, well, not only are their clients' accounts 0, but they're at a negative number. Their clients owe them money. So you think about it from the client's perspective, how bad was it? I mean, it can be literally, I mean, it's a sad situation because there's people out there somewhere in the world where they've lost it all plus some because of those negative amounts that they now owe their brokerage, which they're probably not going to be able to pay back, hence the bankruptcy. And then if enough of those happens to brokerages themselves, well, that brokerage is going to go bankrupt because they've lost all this money and then some, and their clients can't pay it back to them. So they're up a paddle or up a creek without a paddle too. And that's how things can spin out of control for the shorts. And I short stocks, but do I play around in this sort of landscape? I do not, because these things exist. And I know there's lots of people out there that, make it seem like shorting these sorts of stocks is a piece of cake. And yes, in many situations, they're going to crash right back down, just like this one. It'll crash back down eventually. But yeah, your brokerage is not going to wait around for it to crash back down. They need to protect themselves, and they're going to take you out, which just amplifies the short squeeze that much more. So like I said, 3,300% in less than a day and a half, unfortunately, and I'm sure some of you don't feel bad for those people. Hey, that's what you get for going short, and I 100% see where you're coming from. I mean, everybody knows the rules of engagement before they begin, so that's just the nature of the market. But some people, they lost it all and then some. And then, there's other people that did very, very well. So was this a horror story? That's a matter of an angle. If you're a short, absolutely. If you're a brokerage that was giving shares out too short, yeah, absolutely a horror story for you. But if you're somebody that was buying, you're very well potentially smiling ear to ear. But also be careful because, if you bought at the top, you can also get destroyed too. But yes, the short squeeze with ticker symbol TOP, true story that sent some traders to the bankruptcy, file or to the bankruptcy's attorney's office, and it is what it is. So I feel bad for them, but at the same time, hey, that's the rules of engagement, and that's how it goes. And hopefully they did not lose it all. But like I said, that movement was just too big, too quick to say that, oh, well, nobody actually got damaged that hard in it. No, those sorts of movements was not a slow, little methodical one. Things just spun out of control. And when that happens, people go bankrupt. And then sometimes, in some cases, brokerages go bankrupt. But yeah, you now know what a short squeeze is. Maybe you already knew, maybe you didn't, but yet, hopefully you watched that other video. Now you saw this and you got a good real life example of it. So yes, as always, at the end of the day, it boils down to something you longtime viewers have heard. 2 words: risk management. You got to be careful out there. You got to manage your money properly because you just don't want to get stuck in one of these sorts of situations. But yeah, it happened. It happens. It will happen again. So that's why it always matters to be aware of your position sizing, be aware of your risk control and risk management protocols, because you don't want to be one of these people that ended up going bankrupt. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you've, did you trade this one? TOP, let me know in the comment section. Did you short it? Did you go long? What's one of your favorite short squeeze stocks out there? Who remembers HKD? I mean, there's been a lot of them. Of course, the meme stocks too. But let me know what the first short squeeze you saw was, what the first short squeeze you participated in was down in the comment section. I'm sure we can build a pretty interesting list. But yeah, get out there, manage that risk. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only 1 losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.